Welcome everybody to, is this our first one, Camille, for 2020?
2025. Yes, it is. How
Right.
are
Wow.
you doing?
I can't believe it's already 20 here. We'll put up some fireworks to celebrate the new year. Is that
Yay.
what
We're
that
gonna do
is?
that
I'm
too.
celebratory.
I love that. Let me use the balloons and the rockets. There you
There
go.
you go. Okay, nice. We're in 2025, and oh my goodness, it's been such an amazing year. Right, and just I know. The thing is, I know you took a little time off for the holiday. Um, I hope you had a good holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And right, but just even every couple days, there's so many things coming out. So
It's
one
not
one thing
stopping.
I want, right? So I think for the New Year's resolution for our readers, our subscribers, and people watching what we're doing, or just anybody getting involved in AI. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to use the best, right? You have to look at what your goals are, what your resolutions are for 2025, and then just find the right three or four tools to get you there.
Right.
What do you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, I posted this example uh
Yeah,
that, what habit will you start in 2025? Small habits have big
right.
results, okay? Imagine this. You save $8 a day, it results in $3,000 savings by the end of the year. You read 20 pages a day, it's 30 books a year. You walk 10,000 steps a day, that's 70 marathons every year. And you can do the same thing for AI if you want to learn any topic really. If you just learn a little bit every day, you can really, really set yourself apart from everybody else by the end of the year or even sooner.
For sure. So here here you have Claude, OpenAI for reasoning, Gemini,
Right. Yeah, so
Live.
I posted these couple of graphics this morning, which, we all know AI tools are kind of reshaping how we work. And the first one here that you had there, this is mostly the all-around type of tools that I use a lot. You can use Anthropic's Claude. One thing that it doesn't mention there, it is great for coding, but it's also really good for writing. So I use Claude most of the time. However, I do have to say I catch myself using ChatGPT more and more often sometimes, specifically for snippets. Yeah, then OpenAI's O1 has really, really good reasoning skills. What's that? As a your side here,
That
and
was
then we have Google Gemini, which has been really kicking ass over the last couple of days with some of their Gemini 1 and 2, 2 and 1.5, and the Flash versions. They're really, really getting very good, especially when you want to have a research assistant. And then the OG for research is Perplexity that I can really only recommend. And I posted a couple other slides there for
Hold
other
on.
areas.
So
Yeah.
wait, let me get into that in a minute because
Yeah.
first of all, Gemini, and somebody showed me, Brad Rochefort showed me deep research yesterday in Gemini 1.5.
I showed it to
Saved
you
myself, I
2 weeks
saved my,
ago.
oh, you did, okay. Right, and that's another
It's
thing.
okay.
You did show it to me, but
You
it
gotta
did
be reminded because there's just
well,
so much stuff. Yeah.
and you have to have something top of mind to use it for,
Yeah.
right? So right
Exactly.
before he showed me, I'd been starting to go through all of CES's companies, and we had a meeting.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, how am I going to get through this? And then all of a sudden, boom, there it was. And now I can just have, right? And we talk about agent technology and how you have to create an agent. This is an agent, it's all right there. I
To a
had it
degree,
scout,
yes. It's a
right?
research agent for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had it scout.
Just as an example, this morning I actually prompted it to help me find or create a report on security risks involved while using different LLMs. So I asked it to go through the terms and services of different LLMs and kind of look into them and find what's critical and what's maybe not so kosher. And it did an amazing job. Like I'm blown away.
Love it. Okay, so now some of these I don't know that I've heard of granola. So
And there's yeah, it's a meetings note summary type of platform. Pretty good. Yeah, and I would love to hear from everybody if you go to the post to post some alternatives because it's really with a lot of those tools they're kind of sitting on top of the same language models. They're just using it a little bit differently. Their system prompts are a little bit different, and the workflows are a little bit different. So it's really up to you to play around with them and see what works best for you.
Got it. And then the superhuman, because that was nice that he replied to the thank you on the text
Hmm.
on the thread. But so that's an email management. I have been, maybe that's where we need to move our newsletter to. I'm going to talk to you about that afterwards. But
It's
does that
this is
help with
actually
like
an
email
email
lists or
app. Okay,
how
so
it
this is it's like an app on your side, and it helps you manage your inbox with AI.
I'll be digging into that right after we hang up. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, Camille.
we
I
could
need
all
that.
use some of that.
And then while we're still on kind of this dictation, I'm going to be going around CES. There's going to be a million things.
Hmm.
My plan was just to record into voice files all the stuff I see and then just transcribe it, put it into one of my LLMs to create a report. But what do you think? Are there tools when you're at physical events
Yeah,
we've ran through? What do you think?
I mean the easiest solution right now, if you have an iPhone, you have an iPhone.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's voice memos, right? Or
Right.
is it called voice
Yeah,
memos?
voice
You know,
memos.
the native
Yeah,
app.
that's what I
And
was
that
planning on
actually
doing.
that actually transcribes your entire conversation too now. So you can just use that. And
Oh, right.
you don't need to install anything else. And if you want to go with the bare minimum, I think that's a good solution for sure.
Okay. Excellent. Now, God, I feel like I haven't even heard Mid Journey for a long time. It's probably
Yeah,
great.
and personally, I haven't used it for a while. I was very, very early on, and I loved it. Wrote a couple of books with it, illustrating the books. But I know that they've been working a lot behind the scenes, and they're constantly growing their technology. And I think it's a good entry for a lot of people that want to dive into this whole image creation because Midjourney, there's something magical about it. There's a lot of tools out there. I personally like Ideogram right now, or my own workflow that I have running locally, which I can use for some of the pictures that you've seen on my around my profile with me in it because I trained an AI to replicate me essentially. But I think Midjourney is a solid start for a lot of people. And then Korea is they're working on a lot of different things. So it's like a sandbox almost. You should definitely check it out if you're feeling creative and you want to deal with AI. It's an interesting Korea.ai is their site. It's an interesting tool to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Awesome.
video, real-time AI generation, upscalers for photos and videos. You can generate images with Flux and all that. So that's Korea.
Amazing. Okay, so now to enhance your coding flow,
Mm-hmm.
seen a few things. I don't code. I did watch, but I don't code. Well, I did just had Claude convert my message I was sending out to HTML, and then I had a little fail because I tried to fix something myself. I said, "Oh, this isn't bolding. Could you do it again for me?"
Yeah,
So it is like, right? I mean, that was just HTML through my email campaign server, but
right.
what?
I
How
mean,
did
I'm not a
it work?
developer either,
Right?
but it's been super fun to play around with these things. Uh, because especially when you're not a developer because it makes it so tangible and simple to kind of get into, not like you get the knowledge but you get to direct it in a certain way. So Cursor is, I think, one of the most popular ones right now. It's a development platform that integrates what's it called, Claude 3.5, and it's really up there when it comes to using it for actual software. I didn't include Bolt.new, but that's another platform online. But we got Zed, which is a next generation code editor that's really designed for high performance collaboration with humans and AI. and we have Lovable, which had a little bit of a um, viral moment, I think a week ago or something like that. I think they're from Europe. And yeah, they're kind of doing the same thing, but probably a little bit different. I wish I could tell you more about it, but if you're a developer and you're watching this, then I would love to see your comment on the difference here.
Yeah, I haven't messed with it. All right, well, let's start looking at those throughout the year.
Hmm.
And we're back to the beginning. So we didn't even mention things like Gamma, Beautiful AI, which
There's
was
so much to mention. I mean, we could
right.
make a whole post about Gamma, actually. I just created a custom theme on Gamma for my new newsletter. And I mean, there's so much, you know, so much about it. Would love to hear from you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to have some Gamma speakers coming in for things that you and I host, and I just want to have specific. I think other things that our members have been wanting, our community is just classes on these tools, so we can go deep.
Hmm.
So that'll be available soon. But since we're talking about that, I'd love to give you the screen and have you just speak about AI adopters because I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to partner with you on it and
Yeah.
just
So
empower our users, right?
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, and just empowering our users and many with the WITI community.
Yeah.
They've
I
been
think it's
using AI in the background. They're not familiar with many of these things. So
right.
go ahead.
Right. So I launched AI Adopters on Monday. It's a newsletter. There's a free newsletter and a paid newsletter. It's both the same. If you sign up, you can decide. On Mondays, I'm sending out the free version, and on Thursdays, it's going to be a little bit of free and some paid sections. But the main goal of this newsletter is really to give professionals and people that are worried about their future in their career hope. And I do that by really breaking down those complex AI concepts and show them how they can apply this in their organization and really make them a resource if they choose to in their company for AI. So that will not just help them grow personally, but it will also make them more valuable to their organization, and it will help their organization to stay on top of the things that are relevant. Because not every tool that comes out is really something that you should integrate into your company. So that was the basic idea for AI adopters, and I think with the WITI community, especially, there's a lot of people that might be interested in this. A little bit about me here and my background, and the also the thing, like I said, there's a paid and a unpaid version. My goal is to make the free version as good as the paid version for other newsletters. The premium version is basically the only difference is something like here, for example, where I this is a paid um, post. And what I do here is I run through a case study, in this case, ADP's AI strategy and how they implemented it. So, up until this point here, this is all free. So, you get the gist. And if you really just want to read that, that's totally fine. But when it comes to how we can make this a little bit more interesting for people who want to dive deeper, then I have things like a checklist or an actual case study that breaks down every element of how they implemented it, not just an overview. We got a four-phase implementation plan on how you would do that in your organization. Then I have in this issue specifically an AI readiness checklist, and then how you can score your own company and what you should do with that state of your company to get to the next level, and all kinds of other extras. So just for the viewer to understand what the difference is here, this is what it looks like. I can't wait to publish more on this. I don't want to over spam it, but like I said, I just started it on Monday. I already have a couple of newsletters lined up. Oh, and on top of that, I'm going to make it a little bit like a radio show where I have my voiceover on top here if people want to listen to what it's all about. And that's it. That's AI adopters.
I love it. I think we've learned a lot in 20 for the last 2, 3 years. I'm not sure we started HAL together. It has to have been close to 2 years now.
Yeah, it was middle of 2023, right? So
Right?
a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half, right? And then right, and I'd been doing yeah, while before that I'd been doing the WITI AI think tanks, and it's I feel now like just when I'm talking to people, I don't care if they're a CIO or if they're heads of companies, and they just there's not enough time in the day. So Camille, I so much appreciate how you've been keeping us on top of things, learning
But
these
thanks for
tools.
you to putting it all together, man.
Yeah,
Holding it all together.
yeah. No, it's gonna be a breakthrough year. So look, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
We're gonna continue. We're gonna make sure everybody has what they need. And to be superhuman, like your guy there says, right? I mean, it's about just expanding our tools and leveraging these things and not feeling, oh, I have to know every tool, I have to have the best one. What can I do to just empower myself and those around me so I have more time to really do what I want?
Right. That's exactly right.
Okay, brother,
Because
we'll see you.
AI can give us more time, and time
Exactly.
is valuable.
That's it. So I'll okay, I'll come back with a few top things from CES next week.
Let's do
I
it.
see
Yeah.
you
Would love to
next.
hear what's cooking there.
Yeah, it'll be good.